everyone, and welcome back to today's video, Building Your Psychic Abilities. And today's class is going to be on working with spirit by using symbols, and then how to predict when giving a psychic reading. So what do I mean by symbols? So I remember the first time I went to a training years ago, and one of the top mediums was up there training, and he was telling us all about symbols. And symbols became very important to me when giving readings. And that seeing symbols is using your third eye, so it's your clairvoyance. But it's really about actually sitting down with a pen and paper. So if everybody's got a pen and a paper, this is going to take sitting and creating your own list of symbols to use while working with the spirit world. So what do I mean by that? So sit down and maybe say, what is going to be my symbol for a happy relationship? And then you actually take a piece of paper and a pen like this, draw a little square out, put love life, what's a happy relationship, and then just think, what does that mean to you? So I also do tarot cards. I don't give them as readings, but I love tarot cards. And when someone asks me that question about their love life, I might see in my head two people standing together becoming one. So Spirit will use the pictures that are on the tarot cards for me to get that question answered. So the minute I see that, I go, oh yes, I believe there's just a celebration, there's gonna be happy times, marriage, and whatever is in your database is what spirit can get through to you. So in your lifetime, in your own day-to-day, daily tasks, kind of pay attention to everything. So choose a symbol for finding love, whatever that means to you. That might be a heart for you. Yes, the beautiful pink heart or a red heart. It has to be something that means something to you so that you're going to remember it. And then how about a symbol for financial success? And I'm going to get into that with predicting as well. But what does that mean to you? What could you and the spirit world work out that financial success? Maybe it's a sign of $1 for you, the markings of $1. It's really going to be your way of working with the spirit world that actually is very easy. They're just going to drop these pictures or these symbols kind of right in front of you, and then you're going to take it from there. How about a symbol for changing careers? I mean, what comes to mind for me right now is like jumping ship, like changing ships, jumping ship, changing careers. A symbol for moving, it might be a house, but with a long driveway. It has to be something that means something to you. What is in my memory bank, in my mind, and the things that have happened to me in my life is going to be so much different for each and every one of you, that's why you need to come up with a symbol that means something to you. Choose a symbol that represents positive news ahead. Positive news. I'm just giving you some of these symbols that you might want to sit down and make a little worksheet and become familiar, especially with what you gave the spirit world to work with. Choose a symbol that means yes or no. And again, when predicting, I'm going to go into that a little as well. So I know that a great way to get a yes and a no answer that someone's asking you about, a lot of my students will say, I use a stop sign if it's a no, or a red light, like a red light, no, stop, or a green light, yes, go. So those are just, a couple of things that my students in the past have given to me. How about choosing a symbol that represents money? That could be a stack of bills. If you like the tarot, that could be your pentacles. But whatever money means to you. It might be a nice smiley face, I don't know. But it's okay. Whatever is here on your paper and that you can use with the spirit world, they are so smart. They are going to know your symbol. Isn't that amazing? To me, that's amazing. Choose a symbol that represents change. I think you'd have to think about that one, and you might have to think about some others too. Also, you can ask for a symbol working psychically as well and with the spirit world. If you wanted to know if someone's what they do for a living, so maybe you'd want to see a fireman's hat, or you want to see a police badge, or you want to see a fishing pole for someone that's a fisherman. And then you have to just learn really to trust what the spirit world is putting in front of you. And it really has to be that you're working with your worksheet, not when you're with a client, but before. And you might want to even stick it on the refrigerator right in front of you, so that when you go up the refrigerator, oh yeah, that's what that means to me. That's what this means to me. And kind of get it going in your mind. So, and you can make your list as big or as short as you want to have it. You can make it more complicated or as easy as you would like to have your list. It can be more in depth, or just a little a wink from spirit to get you going in the right direction during our reading. So predicting. So I have to say that when someone used to say, "Ooh, can you tell me what's going to happen in the future?" I used to be like, oh no, my heart would start pounding. How do I know what's going to happen in the future? Well, I don't. But your loved ones in the spirit world, your guides, your angels, they do have an inkling of what could become in the future. Now, with a psychic reading, you want to tell the person that you're reading for, this reading is what I am getting for you is what's happening right now, and learning to predict the future. But if someone else is also involved, like a boyfriend, a husband, a boss, we all have free will. We can change our outcomes, and so can't they. So people used to come to me and say, is my boyfriend going to stay with me? And I used to say, well, he has his own free will. So then I would look into it. I feel like now he is. Just know that he has the right to make his own choices. And that's something that we can't give 100% on. Now remember, when people are coming to you for a psychic intuitive reading, they want to have some guidance on their journey here. They might be having a really hard time and not knowing what to do at all. And for you to sit there and just say, these are some suggestions from the spirit world, and this is what I'm seeing for you, this is what I'm hearing for you, this is what I feel. And then to let them know, but if another person's involved, the outcome could change. But when you open your heart to giving a psychic intuitive reading, you really are trying to help another soul on their journey here on earth. So, predicting the future or outcomes. So it used to always make me a little shaky when somebody would ask me these things, and I would think, oh, I'm not a fortune teller, I'm an intuitive medium. But, I took a class with someone that showed me how to predict, and that's what I'm sharing with you all today. So how about if somebody did come in and say, will my boyfriend come back to me? Did you have a symbol that shows a happy relationship, or maybe two people way over here, right? That is your answer for this time at that moment. So you could say, oh, let me think of that. Is my boyfriend going to come back to me? And then the spirit world shows you two people standing together. And you can positively say, I see at this time, I do see two people, you and your boyfriend, coming back together. And that's okay to do. So predicting can be actually kind of fun after you learn these ways of how to predict. And remember, you're going to use your symbols. So always say, I'm going to give you what I can see, hear, and feel. But the reading is in the here and now. And always things can change. You just want to be honest with people. You just want to have integrity while giving a reading. And really don't let the person sitting in front of you kind of take charge of the reading, because you really want it to be coming from your psychic senses and your psychic centers, the chakras. You want to use your psychic senses of seeing, hearing, and feeling, and then that clear cognizance of just knowing. So here are some common things that clients ask to be predicted. Money. So I kind of like this one. I asked, after taking this another class, whether there was a big stack of money, money is there, or maybe a small stack of money. And you always want to put things more positively though, right? Right now, I don't see a windfall coming, but that doesn't mean that there won't be one in the future. Marriage. Do you see two people standing together? Maybe marriage, your symbol was a ring. Maybe it was a wedding ring, maybe it was an engagement ring, which is perfect if someone comes in and they're not engaged, but they want to know, am I ever going to get married? And you work out with your spirit team that they're going to show you an engagement ring if that's going to happen. That's great. Or children, am I going to have children? For this, I usually take a deep breath and I see what the spirit world is giving me. I usually can actually feel in someone's aura if there are children around them as well. And usually I'll feel 1, 2, 3, and I'll say, I feel that you are going to have children in this lifetime. Career. So I love helping people on their soul's path. So for a career, if anyone is in the health field at all, I will see a nursing cap on someone's head. Now that doesn't mean they have to be a nurse, but that can mean they're a Reiki practitioner, they're someone that works with the elderly, they work in the hospital, they're a healer of some sort. That could even mean, a counselor for me. So work out what different careers would mean to you, like seeing that policeman's uniform, or whatever they're wanting to know. Make a whole list of different careers that the spirit world could give to you, so you could positively say, wow, I see you in a police uniform. Have you been thinking of going into police work or security or something of this sort? And you're just being honest, but you're receiving the information, so you know it's not just in your head. Someone, a guide, an angel, the masters are giving you this information for your sitter who is sitting in front of you. So health, that's a tricky one. I always tell people that we are not doctors, we don't prescribe. I really try, especially when they say health, I kind of scan around their aura again and get a feeling of something that might help their health. So I might see a cup of water with some lemon in it, or I might see them out walking or hiking or fishing because they need some more meditation, they need some more quiet time. That's how I deal with health issues, and I just say, really, we're not doctors. You do not ever want to get that wrong for anyone. So if it's helpful tips, that's what I do. And sometimes spirit will show me that somebody needs more leafy greens, and they'll show me a head of lettuce, and I'll say, oh, I know that you just need some more healthy vegetables and salads in your diet. And because I'm a Reiki master, though, I can kind of scan their body as well, and maybe I can see, like, yeah, that's going to help their digestive system. But for anything other than that, I've had people come in and say, I want to know if I have this disease, am I going to die in the next year? You know what? You're not there for that. Only God knows when someone's going to heaven, and I particularly don't want to know when that is for someone else or when it is exactly for me. I would never give that information, because that is something that, you know, really can fall back on you. So relationships, again, use your symbol for relationships when predicting. I can tell if somebody has a broken heart or they've been stabbed in the back, again, by using symbols that I have given the spirit world from the tarot deck. You know, you all know that sword with the heart, and it's got the sword sticking out of it. I know there's been some hurt there from a relationship. And how about when people come in and they say, am I going to retire? So just take some deep breaths and give the spirit world a moment to give you that feeling. Or sometimes I'll see like a balmy, the trees, like the ocean, the sand, the palm trees blowing, and I'll say, oh, I'm seeing that you would like to move someplace that is warmer. And they'll be saying, yes, yes. And I will say, I can see that that would be good for you. How about moving? Again, just something that a symbol when predicting that you can use. There are also ways to predict a yes or no, and I think we went over that with the solar plexus kind of being that, what do I want to say, that can give you a yes or no. And what do I mean by that? So, there's an exercise using your solar plexus, and you almost use your solar plexus like a pendulum. So you would stand up and you would ask yourself a question that you already know. So I would say, so my hands would be on my solar plexus, and I would say, is my name Bonnie? And if I went forward, I know that's my yes. If I went backwards, I would know that's my no. So you use your own body to determine the answer for your clients. And you can do that. Your solar plexus is that compass for you. If you think of right here, that clear feeling is that compass for you. So if they need a yes or no answer, you can take a moment, go to your solar plexus, ask that question for yourself even. It's a great tool to use for yourself if you want a question answered for yourself from the spirit world. So try doing that. Find, just like using your pendulum, find your yes, find your no, and then ask a question that you have no idea and something that you want answered, and see if you're pulled to the front, the back. Your yes might be to the left, your no might be to the right, but your body will move. So remember, you're doing this more or less standing up, but your body will move. The other thing you can do is, when you're determining outcomes, I let the spirit world use my hands. So I could be sitting there with a client and they say, will I be able to retire this year or 3 years? And I'll put my hands up and I'll see if my hands are going together like a small time, or maybe the energy's taken my hands out, and I will say, I feel like they are telling me it's going to be a little while for you. So this is just using that energy field. So small and large. I let the spirit world move my hands all the time. If they want somebody to hurry up, I'll see that I'm doing this. During a mediumship reading once, a spirit came through, a loved one, a son, and he was making my hand go like that. And I said, I don't know why I'm going like this. And the mom said, oh, he was a drummer. And so, yeah, so they can impress upon you what they need you to help the person sitting in front of them with. So definitely be able to use your hands to speak. So say someone wants that yes or no question about love, will they get married? Go back again and use your basic symbols. And you can do that with money. You can predict about anything that's going to happen if you've taken your time to really work with your symbols. And so while you're doing that, ask some friends if you can practice on them, or have people write in and ask you questions. So everybody has a Facebook page, right? You could do a live and say, hey, everybody, ask me a question. I really want to work with my spirit team tonight, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Ask me a question without using cards, without using a tool, but just with the tool that you have put together with the spirit world of your symbols. One way to receive information about a name or a child or another person in a reading is to very much write things down. So if I have a client that comes in and says, I want to know about my child, he's 17, his name is Michael. I write down Michael, I write down 17, and again, just taking a little breath here, and then start to see what comes in. What did I just do? By writing a name down and writing an age, it has given me an anchor to that person's soul. And it's okay to do. You're not giving away secrets of the child. You're not telling on anyone. You are really just checking in with the spirit world and seeing if that child, you know, has a desire to go to school, or they're going to do well in college. And it's so fun because once you write down a name and an age, that's your That's like your calling card. So that's a great way if somebody comes in and says, I want to know about this person or that person. And of course, we're not detectives, right? You want to be careful what you do give, but definitely writing it down in front of you really helps. So that's one thing that I always do. Now, what if someone wants to know a particular time something's going to happen? You can actually picture a clock and all the numbers and the clock going around. So somebody says, well, I want to know if it in the morning is the best time to do this, or maybe in the evening. Ask the spirit world to show you a clock. Isn't that fun? And then you can actually predict a time. So I hope that you're getting some ideas here, because really this video is just about giving you the ideas of how you want to work with symbols and predicting. So remember that you need to practice, 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 and then you really won't have to think about it during a reading. It'll just be there for you. Remember to have your hands free, right? So spirit can use your hands. Remember always to open yourself up psychically, like we've seen in one of the last videos, before you do any of this work. You don't want to be giving anybody your personal preferences about what should happen. You actually want to get this from the spirit world. So remember, psychic intuitive questions that can be asked: love, finances, work, career, relationships. And then you can go a little bit deeper sometimes and ask the spirit world, what is holding the person back from getting to where they want to go? And see what you see, hear, or feel. Or how can I give someone some direction, the sitter, my client in front of me, that's actually going to help them on their journey? Because really, isn't that what we want to do? And then how about what is their true talents or their soul purpose? So I always say you are here doing your soul purpose if it's making you happy, it's bringing you joy, and it's usually when you're helping others that this takes place, that you start to feel totally fulfilled, is when you can really say, wow, I'm making a difference in someone's life. So for me, this is why I do psychic and mediumship work. It's really to offer myself in my way of being a healer. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I want you to sit down, make your own list of symbols, work with your friends, practice, 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 and I will see you in the next video.